Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like something had changed, but you couldn't quite name it? Maybe it's not just the fine lines or the softening jaw. Maybe it's the way your hair frames or fails to frame your face now. What used to feel fresh and flattering suddenly seems to pull everything down. Here's the secret no one tells us after 50. Hairstyles can act like arrows. They either lift attention upward or they drag the eye straight to where we're most vulnerable. The double chin, the thinning neck, the jawline that once felt sculpted, now softened by time and light. And here's the kicker. It's not your imagination. Collagen fades, skin shifts. Even celebrities fight the same silent battle behind the scenes, constantly adjusting styles to soften, lift, and hide what time reveals. But the real surprise? Some of the most popular hairstyles actually amplify the problem. Not because they're wrong, but because they were designed for a different face, a younger face with firmer lines and different framing needs. This isn't about shame, it's about knowledge. Style, after all, isn't just about looking good. It's about how we feel when we catch a glimpse of ourselves in the mirror. Confident, soft, visible. So if something's been feeling off lately, it might not be your face at all. It might be your hair and how it's shaping your reflection. Let's start with the most common length mistake and why it quietly drags you down. You've probably heard it 100 times. Long hair makes you look younger. But what if the opposite is true after 50? Here's the visual truth. Long, heavy hair acts like a velvet curtain. Elegant, yes, but it pulls everything downward. And when your face is already beginning to lose some of its natural lift, that curtain effect can double the visual weight around your jaw and neck. Think of your hair as a frame. Too long, and that frame stretches past the chin, pulling attention straight to the very areas most women wish would disappear, like a soft jawline or the beginning of a double chin. Especially when ends start to thin, as they often do post-menopause. That extra length not only lacks volume, it actually drags the entire look down. Here's the emotional twist. Many women keep long hair because it feels youthful. It's familiar. It's safe. But the truth is, that length might be aging you in the very way you're trying to avoid. Now imagine this instead. A shoulder-grazing cut with soft layering around the face. It hits just above or at the collarbone, lifting the eyes upward, freeing the neckline, and bringing the cheekbones back into focus. Just look at someone like Helen Mirren. Her shorter styles with texture and volume create instant lift, softness, and structure. She looks powerful, not hidden. The goal isn't to chop it all off. It's to sculpt your length so it works with your features, not against them. Because when the visual weight is balanced higher, the whole face breathes again. Center parts are timeless, right? Sleek, symmetrical, balanced. But here's the problem. That perfect split line down the middle, it creates a harsh vertical divide, cutting the face in two and dragging the eye straight down. Pair it with flat volume at the crown, and suddenly the whole look goes from elegant to heavy. Flat here, straight there, no lift, no curve. And without movement or softness to break it up, the face appears longer, the midline feels heavier, and any sagging around the jowls or neck becomes more noticeable. Symmetry may feel safe, but after 50, it can actually erase the very lift and dimension your face needs most. Here's why. Aging skin, especially around the temples and cheeks, starts to lose fullness. When hair lies flat across those areas with a center part, it highlights what's missing. There's no upward pull, no framing, no softness to balance the shifts. But flip the script, a diagonal or off-center part creates instant lift. It breaks the visual line and redirects attention away from the jaw and up toward the eyes and cheekbones. Even a subtle crown lift. Think a bit of teasing. Soft rollers or a root lifting spray can create volume that mimics a mini facelift. Suddenly, the whole face looks more awake, alive, and supported. Remember the early 2000s flat iron craze? No root, no movement, just parted down the middle sameness. Compare that to today's layered waves, soft swoops, and side parts. The difference is dimensional and face-changing. You might think a sleek bun always looks polished, clean, sophisticated. But here's the hidden truth. Those tight, pulled-back updos might be working against you more than anything else. When hair is yanked straight back from the face, it does more than smooth out flyaways. It strips away softness. It exposes every line, every dip, every shadow around the eyes, temples, and jaw. And that's where the emotional sting hits. Many women wear these styles to feel in control, neat, put together, safe. But then they glance in the mirror and feel harsh, tired, older than they felt when they left the house. Because here's what happens. No framing equals no forgiveness. Every angle is left bare. The jowls, the neck, the hollow at the temple, suddenly spotlighted. Instead of lifting, the tension of the style magnifies what time has softened. Imagine a ballerina bun versus a loose French twist with soft tendrils falling around the cheekbones. One screams discipline and severity. The other whispers elegance and ease. And that whisper is what your face deserves. Even a textured twist or a loose updo with side fringe can change everything. The softness adds balance. The movement draws attention upward. And your features, they exhale. So no, you don't have to give up updos altogether. But you do deserve one that gives back more than it takes away. Take a breath for a moment, because if those last few mistakes felt a little too familiar, you're not alone. The good news, none of it is permanent, and none of it is your fault. You've been styling with the best of intentions, but with rules written for a younger face. Now it's time to flip the script. Instead of pulling back or weighing down, we're shifting to something better. Lift and soften. That's the golden rule after 50. The right cut doesn't just flatter, it supports. It frames your best features while gently releasing the ones you've grown more self-conscious about. It adds movement instead of tension, air instead of weight. Start visualizing this. Subtle height at the crown, layers that hug the cheekbones, soft face-framing fringe that redirects the eye up and away from the jaw. Hair that moves when you move, because motion, even in a still photo, says vitality. This is where style becomes a tool for renewal, not just appearance, but confidence. The kind of quiet transformation where someone looks at you and says, "You look incredible. Did you do something different?" And you smile, because yes, you did. Let's walk through the styles that lift, frame, and flatter without ever feeling overdone. You don't need a scalpel or syringe to lift your face. Just the right cut and a little styling know-how. Let's start with one of the most powerful tricks, volume at the crown. Adding subtle height gives the illusion of a vertical lift, redirecting the eye upward and offsetting any heaviness at the lower face. Think soft teasing at the roots, a light volumizing spray, or gentle rollers just at the top. Now pair that with layered cuts that hit at the cheekbone or just below. These layers break up hard lines, soften angles, and pull attention to your smile and eyes, not your jawline. Another magic touch, curtain bangs or diagonal fringe. These whisper across the forehead, drawing light to the center of the face and softening temple hollows or forehead lines. They also create movement, something aging skin craves for balance. Prefer something a little shorter? A textured bob is your best friend. Go for one that ends around the chin or slightly above the shoulder, with built-in layers and airy ends. The texture brings bounce. The length frees the neck. And the whole effect? Fresh, feminine, effortless. Avoid blunt lines. They add weight and flatten the face. Instead, ask for movement. Give me softness that lifts. Your stylist will know what to do. Products matter too. A light mousse at the roots, a texture spray on the ends, soft rollers overnight to create curve and lift without heat. And here's the real magic. These styles don't just look good, they feel good. They move when you move. They support the shape of your face without shouting for attention. These aren't just style tricks, they're identity shifts. And the best part? You're still you, just lifted. You've just seen how a few styling shifts can soften, lift, and completely reframe your reflection. But here's the truth that matters even more. This isn't about tricks. It's about choice. About standing in front of the mirror and deciding how you want to feel. Strong, elegant, vibrant. Because aging isn't a flaw to hide. It's a story to honor. Style is how we speak without saying a word. It's how we meet the world with shoulders back and a soft smile, even on the days we feel uncertain. A layered bang or a lifted crown isn't just a beauty choice. It's a reflection of self-respect. Even the smallest changes can spark a deeper shift. That moment you catch your reflection in a shop window and actually smile, that's power. You're not alone in this shift. We're navigating it together with grace, wit, and a whole lot of wisdom earned along the way. Because confidence, it isn't cosmetic. It's the quiet knowing that you are still fully you. Only now, you're styling her with intention. Tell me below, what style made you feel like yourself again? I'm listening.